Hello students. So we are back today with the recorded lecture and this is our lesson 4, values and data types. Okay, so I'm starting with this lesson. So the first thing I just want to explain you is that when you started learning English language, okay, what was the first thing you started learning? You came to know about the different character set, what English supports. English supports character sets like alphabets from A to Z. English also supports the special characters like full stop, comma, question mark. It also supports the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, so to learn the English language, you have to understand its character set, that is alphabets, numbers, and special symbols. Similarly, when you start learning object oriented program like Java, you should also know its character set. Okay, so what are the character sets for object oriented programming? Very first is ASCII character set. ASCII character set stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Now what is this? It is a special character set which object oriented program like Java follows. Okay, here every character is of a 7-bit set. Okay, and there are 128 different character. For example, in ASCII character set, we have a first character as A. Now this A in binary form has 7-bit. And if you are converting this binary into decimal, the value is 65. In 7th standard, I have taught you how to convert binary to decimal. Okay. So what you have to remember here is to learn object oriented program like Java, you should know about their basic character sets. So first character set is ASCII. The full form is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. It is a 7-bit set of characters where we have 128 different characters, and its example is, suppose we are taking A. This A has binary code as this, which if we are converting into decimal we get value 65. Second character, if we consider at G, this is its binary code, and if we convert it into decimal we get 71. So this ASCII character set is a particular set which Java follows. Similarly, we have second character set, that is Unicode character set. Now Unicode character set is international character set designed to represent all the characters including different languages like English, Hindi, Japanese, Chinese, French, German, etc. So it is a bigger international character set. If you see this table, it also includes Devanagari, okay, Gurumukhi, and all other languages inside it. So this is the biggest character set which object oriented follows. Now you will not have much deeper questions on this. You just have to remember the full forms and the bit or the character number of characters it includes. Okay, so just remember the names of two character set, ASCII character set and Unicode character set. Now one more important thing which you should understand is escape sequence. Now what is escape sequence? Any character or anything which starts from backslash is called as escape sequence. Okay, so you have this table with different escape sequence and its description. So you can see in this table all of this starts with a backslash. Okay, from this we have tried the first one, /n. /n means what? If you are writing something or you want to print something in output, and if you want it in next line, then you can add /n. Okay, for example, just see this program. Okay, now suppose I want to write name Aryan, class 9th and section C, and I want output like this, that all the three should come below each other. Okay, then what I will do, I will just write /n in front of this. So /n adds new line in my output. Similarly, I have /t. /t is used for space. Can you see this line? Facebook is a social networking website. Between social and networking, I have added /t. So see what /t has done. /t has added a space inside. Okay, so there are many such escape sequences. I want you to just read this table properly and go through it. Okay, As we will solve next programs, we are going to include many of them and you will clear your doubts at that time. Okay, so after this escape sequence, see, we have studied 3 points. Okay, ASCII character set, Unicode character set and escape sequence. So you should at least know the definitions of all. Now we are starting with tokens, and tokens is a heart of Java programming. You should know all the tokens and you have studied it in 8th standard also. Particularly there are 5 tokens. Okay, let's review a program. Okay, it's a simple program. Can you see what I have done in this program? I have taken class as print. Print is a class name. Then I have started with a program with void main. I have taken here 2 integers a and b with value 5 and 7. My float, I have 2 floats c and d. I have added them and I have printed them. Okay, just refer the above program. Now, do you remember the token? What do you mean by token? Token is any meaningful element in a program. Anything in this program is a token. Okay, now let's see the first thing, that is keyword. What is keyword? Keywords are the words which are reserved by Java. For example, class, okay, void, main, int. All these words are reserved by Java. So we cannot use these keywords instead of class name or variable name. We cannot use it because Java has reserved it. Okay. Second is identifier. What are identifiers? Identifier means the names which we are giving to our program. Okay, maybe a class name, maybe a variable name. For example, print. Print is a class name which I have given to my program. So naturally it is an identifier. So I hope your difference is clear between keyword and identifier. This we have studied in 8th standard also. Right? After these 2 tokens, we have literals. Do you know what is literals? Literals are the values of variable. Can you see this? A equal to 5, B equal to 7, C equal to 5.5. So this 5, 7, 5.5 which I have underlined by purple color is called as literals. Okay, so these are literals. Now coming back to our program. Okay, this is a table given. Okay, this is a table given and these all are keywords. So you can see abstract, continue, default, if, int. These are keywords. So we cannot use it in our program because they are reserved by Java. Okay. Similarly, identifiers. Just now I told you that identifiers are used to name different components of a program such as variables, method, object, etc. Right? Suppose you see this program, public class, my class. So my class is a name which is given by me, so it is identifier. Okay, now when you are giving name to a class or when you are using identifier, you have to follow some rules. Okay, so these are the rules given. Identifier can consist of any combinations of letter, digit, underscore, characters. Okay, identifier cannot begin with a digit, so you cannot give the name class 7a. You cannot give this name. Identifier may be of any length. Okay, both upper cases and lower cases are allowed. Java is case sensitive. Okay, so if I am writing total in this way and total in this way, both are different. Okay, now just see this example, student underscore name. This is a valid thing, valid identifier. You can also write like this, file 3. But now just take this example. Okay, 1m underscore eng. This is not allowed because we cannot start our name with 1. Similarly, total amount, there is space between them. It is not allowed, so it is not a valid identifier. See this, total dash marks. It is not allowed because we cannot use this hyphen in middle. We have to use underscore. Okay, so you have to follow these all rules when you are using or naming an identifier. Okay, then comes literal. Just now I told you the value which you are assigning to the variable is called as literal. Depending on this, we have different literals. Okay, for example, first is integer literal. When I am writing a equal to 5, that 5 is just an integer, so that is called as integer literal, numeric literal. Okay, when I am writing a equal to 12.31. If I am writing a equal to 12.31, it is a real literal, means when I am using a dot or point in between, it becomes a real literal. Okay. Next, when I am writing x equal to a, means I am initializing a variable with a character, not a number. At that time, it is called as a character literal. Okay. If I am putting some name in front of variable, then it becomes a string literal. Okay, then it becomes a string literal. For example, just see this k or at or 6, whatever is enclosed in single inverted comma is called as character literal. ठीक है, जो सिंगल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा के अंदर होता है वो कैरेक्टर लिटरल होता है, एंड व्हाट इज इन बिटवीन टू इन्वर्टेड कॉमा इज कॉल्ड अ स्ट्रिंग. जैसे ये न्यूयॉर्क, ये दो इन्वर्टेड कॉमास के बीच में है तो ये स्ट्रिंग है. ये के जो है ये सिंगल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा के बीच में है तो ये कैरेक्टर है. दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन कैरेक्टर एंड स्ट्रिंग. ओके, सो व्हेन आई एम राइटिंग a equal to 5, it is a numeric integer literal. When I am writing a equal to 5.5, it is a real literal, and when I am writing a equal to k in single quote, it is a character literal. When I am writing s equal to New York in double quotes, it is a string literal. That is the difference. Okay, we also have two more literals which we haven't studied yet and we are going to use in further programs. Boolean literal. Boolean literal means when we are using a value true and false. It has only two values, true and false. But we have not used yet this type of literal in our programming. Okay, so we are going to see its example in coming sections. Also, we haven't used null literal. So null literal is a special character of a special kind of literal whose value is this. Okay, can you see the symbol slash and 0? This is escape sequence. Okay, so this is the null literal. So boolean and null we haven't used yet. So we are going to see the examples in coming section. At that time your doubts will be more clear. Till that you can try to understand or you can try to write programs using the upper literals what I have explained. Okay. After that the next thing is punctuator. Now just see this program again. Okay, a simple program of addition of 4 numbers. Okay, so if you see this program, I have used some symbols here. These are the symbols which I have used in my program. Open close bracket which I have used in front of function, that is main. Main is my method or function, whatever you say, from where I start the execution. So this was the open close bracket I have used. Then I have used a curly brackets. You can see I have used a curly brackets. Then I have used semicolon after each statements. Then I have used comma to separate two variables. See, int a equal to 5, comma b equal to 6. So I have used comma. And last I have used dot, system dot out dot print. So all these symbols which I have used is called as punctuator.